What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So for this video, I'm actually going to be doing some maintenance, which I haven't done in a long time because nothing has really come up. But recently I've had a few things come up in terms of maintenance that I need to get done. But for this video specifically, I'm going to be doing a battery replacement on my BMW F30 here. It has been sitting for a while and I'm having some symptoms of a bad battery, and I'm pretty sure it's about to go out any time now, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it before that happens. But for this video I wanted to go over like some of the symptoms with you guys that I'm having, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to remove the old battery and then install the new battery, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to register the new battery because that is also important. So starting off with some of these symptoms that I am having on my BMW F30 that suggest a dead or dying battery is this. Every time I turn the ignition on, I get a battery discharging warning light on my dash and on my iDrive. As you can see there, increased battery discharge. This is the first time that's been doing this. It actually just started happening today. Before, I never got this notification. This is the first time. But I was having some other experiences before this, like minor experiences that didn't really, and look there, you see it just shut off immediately because it's losing power quickly. So that is the main symptom that pretty much concluded that my battery is dying. It's not able to keep charge anymore. But another symptom that I was having that suggests that I think is related to the battery. Oh, look, there it is again, telling me to charge the battery. But another symptom I was having that I think is related to the battery. Sometimes when I get in the car and then I go to start the car, it lags. It like struggles to turn over. It just like cranks and cranks and cranks, and it looks like as if it doesn't have enough electric power to, get going. So that's been happening over the last few months. Not constantly, every so often. But I did notice that started happening about 4 or 5 months ago, and lately it's been happening a lot more. And now that I'm getting this notification, the low battery, the discharge warning light on my iDrive, it pretty much just seals that it is the battery. But from what I was reading, this is also another symptom that people have when their battery is about to go out. The car will struggle to start. I'll throw in a clip of what my car does sometimes when I try to start it, so you guys can see and get an idea. Maybe some of you guys have the same symptom that suggests that you have a bad battery. So those are pretty much the two main symptoms that I had that suggest that my battery is going out. There are other symptoms, but these are the ones I have. They vary just depending on your car, but for my car, this is what happened. So yeah, that pretty much covers the symptoms. So let's get into actually the battery and then installing it. So let me go to the trunk here where the battery is. So here's the new battery I have. I went ahead and just got this one from the BMW dealership, so it is a BMW branded battery. It is an AGM battery, which is also important since the battery I currently have in the car is also an AGM battery. There are two different batteries from what I know. There's a lead acid battery and an AGM battery. AGM batteries tend to last longer than lead acid batteries. But yeah, since this car already has an AGM battery, I went ahead and just got another AGM battery since the car is already probably coded for an AGM battery. I'm honestly not sure if newer BMWs come with AGM batteries like from factory. If they do, then I guess it really doesn't matter because the car is already coded for AGM battery. But if you have a lead acid battery and you want to switch to an AGM battery, you'd have to do like extra coding like I mentioned, so that the car knows you have an AGM battery. However, if you just want to play it safe and not have to deal with all that coding, you can just, again, install another lead acid battery if the car already has one. Now, I would think that this is the original battery since AGM batteries tend to last like 6 to 7 years. And this car is a 2014, so it's about 6 to 7 years ago. And I wouldn't be surprised if this battery is indeed on its way out. So another reason to just replace it with a new one here. Now I just wanted to mention that you don't have to get a genuine BMW battery. I just did because this one already has a genuine BMW battery right there. You can kind of see it's covered. But you don't have to get a genuine BMW battery. You can get an aftermarket one from like AutoZone or any of the auto stores, just as long as it's an AGM battery and it has these same specs here. So 12 volts, 90 amps, I'm assuming that is, or whatever these specs are, just as long as it has numbers in these, like around these numbers, you should be good. I just like to get genuine BMW parts for significant parts like these, because sometimes when you get an aftermarket part, it doesn't necessarily fit or function correctly with the car. So with this, I know specifically that this is for a BMW, and I'll be less likely to run into any sort of issues with it. So that's why I just went ahead and got a genuine BMW battery. So I think that pretty much covers all of the context I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any additional questions, as always, feel free to comment them down below the video. So now to remove the old battery here, I just have to remove this little bracket held on by these two 10mm bolts. And then there is also one more bracket bolt down there. You can see it is a 13mm. It's like right in the middle right there. And then also the connection points, positive and negative, that is going to be also a 10mm. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this battery out. So I already disconnected the negative and positive terminals. The last thing, there's one little like vent hose here that you have to disconnect. So don't forget that, because it is kind of small. Just simply just pull it out like that, and that's it. And now lastly is to get the 13mm bolt that's down there in that bracket. So to get that last 13mm bolt down there, I'm gonna be using an extension, the 1/4 drive, and a 13mm socket here. So here's the old battery I just took out, and the new battery. One thing I noticed is that the new battery has the date stamped onto it, January 2022. This one, the old one, does not appear to have a date on it anywhere, so I'm not sure when this thing was made. So yeah, that's one cool thing about the new one. By the time this battery dies, I'll probably have a new owner, and they'll know when it was last replaced. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install this new one. Alright, so I have completely installed the new battery. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to register the new battery. So to register the new battery, I'm going to be using an app called BimmerLink. BimmerLink is one of the many apps that are available that you can use to connect to your BMW and register a new battery, look at error codes, clear codes, look at live data, and a bunch of other cool features, important features that are very useful when you're trying to diagnose your BMW. Now, BimmerLink is not free. It costs $36 to download from the App Store. But like I said, it does give you access to a bunch of important diagnostic tools. So in order for BimmerLink to connect to your BMW via Bluetooth, you're going to have to get a Bluetooth adapter like I have here. I got this one from Amazon. I will link it down in the description if you guys need one or want to check it out. So yeah, you're going to need one of these to connect, and that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this into the OBD2 port down by the pedals. Now that I have that connected, I'm going to go ahead and turn the ignition on. I'm not going to start the car, I just put it in, I just turned it on so that all the electronics are on and all that. So once the car is on, you can open up the BimmerLink app. I'll go ahead and share my screen with you guys so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So once you've downloaded and opened up the app, you'll get this screen. Now before you connect, you're going to want to make sure BimmerLink has the correct Bluetooth adapter selected, because there are multiple adapters that are compatible with BimmerLink. So you're going to want to go to the little bottom right hand, that symbol there. It looks like a widget or wheel or whatever. So go there, and then the first option is adapter. And you're going to want to go there and then just make sure you have the right one connected. I have the V-Peak adapter, so I'm going to select that one. And once you have the correct adapter selected, you can go back, and then you can now connect. Once you are connected, you'll get access to all of the coding features. So you can see it has air memory codes, the battery to register a new battery option, your dashboard to read live data, you can control the exhaust flap, and then you can also reset service intervals at the bottom there with a little wrench. But I'm not going to go into all the other stuff, I'm just going to be registering my battery. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 12V battery, and it gives you the battery type and then the state of the battery. It's at 87%. And then at the bottom there you can see it says register a new battery. Since, like I said, I got the same exact battery type, an AGM battery, I'm going to select the same capacity and type. But if you are switching from like a lead acid to an AGM, then you'd have to select different capacity and make sure you have all the correct capacity and type information down. But since I have the same battery, I'm going to go ahead and select same battery type. This is my first time experiencing this also, so I'm kind of just like reading and learning here as I go. So a few preconditions came up. Make sure the engine's off, ignition is on, and no errors stored in the engine control unit. Go ahead and register new battery. And just like that, the battery is registered. So wow, that was pretty quick and super easy to register the new battery with BimmerLink here. What's cool is that it actually saves the mileage at which the battery was last registered. So that's cool. So now I'm pretty much done with that. So I'll go ahead and disconnect. Stop sharing my screen with you guys. So yeah, the battery is registered. So alright, so if we turn on the ignition now, the battery discharge warning no longer pops up. So that is awesome. Now I'll go ahead and start the car and see if it lags to start up. Yeah, wow, okay. So as you guys just saw, it had no lag whatsoever. I honestly haven't seen it start up that quick. Probably since I bought the car over a year and a half ago. So I guess we could say with certainty now that all of those symptoms were in fact the result of my battery going out. So that pretty much completes this battery replacement on my BMW F30 here. If you have any more questions or anything, as always, feel free to comment them down below the video. I will leave a link to the Bluetooth adapter if you guys want to check that out. I'll also leave a link directly to BimmerLink in the iOS App Store if you guys want to try this out for yourself when you're registering a new battery. So yeah, that is pretty much going to wrap up this video, you guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful and enjoyable. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe for more content like this if you liked what you saw. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video.